Hello YouTube, Size17 here, but you can just call me Travis, and I am back for another collection update. I hope everyone's having a great day. Mine is going pretty well. I am a bit sore, as my sister got married yesterday, and I danced like a maniac, and I am out of shape. So yeah, but other than that, everything's going great. So let's just jump in. We are listening to, this is the second album from Hooded Menace. This is, it's called Never Cross the Dead. They're like a doom death band, if you're not familiar with them, from Finland. It has Lassie Pico on the vocals, who did the vocals on the first Acid Witch album, Witch-Chanting Hallucinations, which maybe is my favorite album of all time. I'm not sure. If it's not number one, it's definitely top 3. Anyway, this album is pretty rad. You should check it out. Alright, I just got a few things to show this week. This first one up is actually a band that I wasn't familiar with until I think maybe just last weekend or earlier in the week. Eric Bauer had done a video and shown a different release that they had done, and anyway, this is Tiger Junkies. This album is called D-Beat Street Rock and Rollers. This is a collaboration band between Joel Grind of Toxic Holocaust and Yasuyuki Suzuki from Abigail. Pretty much Eric Bauer said Joel Grind, and I was like, what? Well, Joel Grind? And I looked into it immediately, and this actually was a pretty cheap album on Amazon, so I ordered it, like right after I watched the video. But yeah, I'm a big Toxic Holocaust fan. Pretty much everything that they have done is pretty cool. And I have an album by Abigail. My memory says that I think it's pretty good, but to be honest, I haven't listened to it in a few years since I bought it. I'm not even sure what it's called, Unholy Death or something like that. This one, Ultimate Unholy Death. Yeah, I should re-listen to this, actually. But yeah, this album was pretty cool. It's like, from the lack of my knowledge, punky kind of thrash crossover stuff. What the back looks like, photos of the two guys. So I'm doing some research on this artist. It sounds like it started as a tradition, just got lyrics and some artwork. It started as a tradition between the two guys that anytime they were both in Japan, they would get together and write some stuff. So yeah, I think they have 2 EPs and a split. This is actually the EP was the first thing they released, then a split, and then this, and then another EP after that. And I noticed that this album is called D-Beat, and this is a term that I'm somewhat new to. Eric Bauer especially, I hear you that term, and from what I gather, it's the term essentially is like bands trying to be like Discharge, which is a band I'm not really familiar with either. And then I guess there's a certain signature drum beats that are very common within the genre too. But I'm still sort of figuring that one out. So yeah. Anyway, this is pretty cool. I enjoyed it a lot. It's not anything that I super love or anything like that. I like Toxic Holocaust better, at least, even though I can certainly hear very Joel Grindy riffs all over this. Just whatever, the general output from Toxic Holocaust I enjoyed more, but this is pretty cool. Anyway, Tiger Junkies. And actually, this the CD release I have here is pretty cool because it actually has the first EP, Sick of Tiger, on it, and then it actually has the 2 tracks from the split also on this. So pretty much the CD has everything that they released other than an EP that they released after that, which is something like Green Tea or Die or something like that. It was the one that actually that Eric Bauer was showing in his video from a few days ago, so go check that video out. Anyways, yeah, Tiger Junkies, D-Beat Street Rock and Rollers, pretty cool. This next one up is actually kind of funny. This is a compilation from an artist called Bašmu, and actually this is YouTube's Bog Phantom, his black metal project. This, as you can see, is on tape. I am not a tape collector at all. I randomly came across this on YouTube, or not YouTube, but on Bandcamp, and I was like, Bašmu, that name sounds familiar. And then, doing some research about it, I discovered that it was the band that Bog Phantom was in, and I was like, okay, it's only on tape. I don't really want tapes, but because it's Bog Phantom, I'll listen to it, and if it sounds pretty good, I'll buy it. And I listen to it, and it's pretty good. It's not my favorite black metal release ever or anything like that, but it's pretty strong. This is released in two labels together. Amorphity, which is a pretty cool label that I'm new to. They released the Saqra's Cult Forgotten Rites album earlier this year that I think is a really great album. You should check that one out. And then another label, Le Fleurs de Mal. Anyway, this is limited to 200. It's on this black tape. This is a compilation that includes 2 previous releases that he had. One's called Draped in the Obsidian Black Cloak of the Abyss, and then the other one is called Dissipation of Ethereal Mist. Here's the J card. This side we got this is the release photo, and then these are the 2 the covers to the individual releases that came before it. On this side we got lyrics. It's not all of them. It's maybe just one or something. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, and then it's got some information down here as well. But yeah, this is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It makes me think of like sort of in like the Zastra realm, kind of like overly abrasive, like buzzy guitars and just like kind of very atmospheric ambiance creating stuff. The drums are kind of like, I'm not even sure how to really describe them, like kind of not even reverb maybe, I'm not sure, but they reminded me a lot sort of Zastra drums, and actually sort of Streetborg drums too, but maybe better played than Streetborg drums. But yeah, this is a pretty cool. I've listened to this quite a few times, and I enjoyed it. I lost the tape. Oh, there it is. But yeah, Bašmu, a compilation, pretty cool. These next 2 are pretty cool. I'm excited to have gotten these. I talked about these in a previous video. The first one up is an EP by an artist I like a lot. This is Stallion's Mounting the World. This is a band that I came across a couple years ago when they released their debut full-length album, Rise and Ride. It was probably, I think 2014 is when that came out. Without looking, it probably was my favorite album of that year. If not, it definitely was like top 2 or 3. But I would be surprised if it wasn't my #1 album of that year. And yeah, this is it's pretty cool. It's got 2 songs, Canadian Steel and The Right One, which I was already familiar with because they redid them on the full length. I like the full length versions better, but these ones are a little more raw. So that's not too surprising. And then it's got 4 other tracks that I had never heard before. 3 of them are originals, and then the 4th one is a cover, heavy metal rock and roll, by a band that I can't recall the name of. I will hopefully look on the liner note sheet when I pull it out and see what that is. This came out on High Roller Records. Here's the back. So yeah, this is a pretty cool. I actually just found out the other day that they have a new full-length album coming out on June 30th, so I'm super pumped up about that because I will imagine that it will be one of the best albums of the year for me. It comes with this High Roller Records release sheet. It's got a lot of literally just a list of releases that High Roller Records has done. Kind of cool if you're into that kind of thing. Then it comes with this insert that has lyrics and information, and as I can see here, the heavy metal rock and roll cover. Original artist is Rock Goddess. Not familiar with that band, but that's okay. The cover was pretty cool anyway. Yeah, it's got pictures as well. That wasn't obvious to you when you looked at that. And then the vinyl itself is on this cool clear. You can see me through the record. That's how clear it is. But yeah, super excited and happy to get this added to the collection. As I stated in the previous video when I mentioned ordering it, this was vinyl only release that I obviously didn't buy because I wasn't buying vinyl, and now that I am buying records, I picked it up. So yeah, Stallion, Mounting the World. Pretty exciting to have. And actually, this is pretty cool. It came with a couple of stickers that looked like this patch that it came with. And then it didn't come with this, but they threw it in. It's a button of their iconic S. I don't know, why can't I make that? There you go. I'm not sure what it looks like to you, but it looks wrong in the way I see it. Anyway, it's a button. And then the last thing I picked up, which it came with the other order. Actually, it was ordered directly from the band. This is a 7-inch single that Stallion put out just right before they put out the full-length album. It has a song that I didn't know called 24/7. That's pretty cool. And then on the B-side is a cover of a Warrant song called Flame of the Show, which I also wasn't familiar with, but it's pretty cool nonetheless because it's in a Stallion style. Here's the back with some credits down there at the bottom and a band picture. And actually, in case you want to see the album art up close, that's what it looks like. Pretty cool for a single. It's actually, I think, maybe one of the only singles, if not the only single I have. I don't know. Definitely, if I have others, it's a very low number. I ordered the black because that's all they had available, and for whatever reason they sent it on the rarer double mint green, which is pretty cool looking. But yeah, happy to also add this to the collection. Now the only thing I don't have is, I guess they have a demo that came out before both of these. I haven't even really looked into it to see if I could even get it or not. So I'm not sure if that's possible. If it is, maybe I'll get that soon. Not sure. And then also I need to pick up the new album when it comes out, which again I said was on June 30th, also through High Roller Records. So yeah, some pretty cool stuff, and some stuff that I'm really excited to have added to my collection. But yeah, that's all I got for this collection update. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Please, any comments are welcomed as always. And yeah, have a good day.